If Lancaster Country Club has a signature hole, I think this is it. This is number 10, pretty much of a monster par for, Jim.
Yes, it is. Again, we have this whole thing with elevation. The tee shot here is not as elevated as you see on 18 or 14 or 3. A little bit less elevation change down to the landing area. This is a good spot to be in on this hole. You can see the green opening up along this left-hand side. The problem here is now you have a downhill lie and you've got to play up to the left side of this green. So it's a challenging shot into the green. Plus you have this bunker that's not just laying on the side of the green, but it extends forward right into that short right side of the approach where a lot of golfers may end up. This hole, as we said in the beginning, in terms of strategy, naturalness, and variety, this has all of those elements in here. Very natural lay of the land hole, very strategic in terms of your approach into the green, and the variety of the bunker placement. It's not just parallel and with the entire length of the green, it actually is pulled out front.
Okay, this is the 11th green in Lancaster Country Club, and it's a good place, we think, to talk a little bit about one of the constant challenges of this golf course, and one of the things that sets it apart, which is the undulations and the complexity and the subtlety of the greens.
Yeah, Mike, this is a great example. We're standing here on what could be possibly a Sunday hole location, a Saturday location, but nonetheless, a great hole location on the 11th hole. To our left, we're protected by a knob. We've got some slope feeding in here. But if you look over on the player's right side of this green, there's a slope that feeds in. On any classic golf course, it's very important to think about the angles and how you approach a green. A hole location back here, the average golfer might think, oh, I'm just going to hit a ball right up towards this flag. The green won't hold that. You actually have to play over to that front right corner and allow that ball to be nursed back into this corner.
There are
just a great element out here.
A lot of places like that on this golf course, and remember, none of these pros who are playing in the U.S. Women's Open, most of them have not seen this place before, so this will be a lot of something that they're going to work through in the practice rounds that's really interesting about this course.
The one thing about the Lancaster Country Club greens, subtle complexity, if that's even something that you can combine. They're very subtle in how they look, but very complex in putting them.
There's a lot of things about Lancaster Country Club that make it a cool course, make it a great design object, but some of these long par fours with big elevation changes on the back nine are, I think, what make it a championship golf course for an event like the U.S. Women's Open. This is a good example. The 18th hole, which is a long, tough uphill par four.
I think it's a great finishing hole, and we at Forse Design are very blessed with all the courses we get to study and work on. And for me personally, I think this is one of the best finishing holes that we do work on. What's wonderful about this is, even just with the elevation change, is to see the bunkers interrupting your line of sight and your line of play, that they're coming into play off of the tee. They get into the mind of the golfer. The other thing that's really key about this is the finish, is the green itself. A very challenging green, a lot of slope and elevation change from back to front. Someone might feel that they're safely on this green, but if they're above the flag or even left of that flag, that's still going to be a very challenging putt to convert here on the 18th hole.